Hi Anuj.
Hi.
Okay, the student is joining. Her name is Roman.
No issues, no issues.
Hello.
Hi, Roman. It's me, Samran from UPlets.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Okay. Anuj. So Roman
Yeah,
has
yeah.
joined. So Roman, Anuj is a trainer for this course. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Anuj, you can start the demo then.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Hi. Just give me 1 minute, please. Hello. You're
Hello.
able yes, you're able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, great, great. So just wanted to quickly understand before we could start that are you already working on success factors or any ERP tool or how does it?
Yes, I'm already working with SuccessFactors, and I
Okay,
have configured the time management objects in the SuccessFactors instance. And
okay,
I've
okay.
also worked with position management. What I've also done is workflows.
Mm-hmm,
But what I've not done is, for example, I have not yet implemented SuccessFactors Employee Central from
mm-hmm,
the basics.
mm-hmm,
So I have worked for it. I have the implementation guide of
mm-hmm.
SuccessFactors Employee Central, and I've gone through the implementation guide. But
Okay,
for example, I have not done an implementation from zero. So when I looked at your course details that you sent me, like a lot of points that you mentioned were, for example, the basic provisioning and instance, then the basic provisioning and basic configuration and provisioning. I think then after that, how to add new users into the system. I have there some questions because I have not yet done this. But for
okay.
example, role-based permissions that I've already done, role-based permissions for the super admin, for the time admin I have also done. But what I
Mm-hmm.
really want is like a little bit kind of support so that you can show me, like, for example, when you have a client who's just starting from a basic, like they want to now implement EC, what kinds of implementation steps do I need to do in the system for like the basic configuration, so that at the end I can make a customized portlet, or like mass changes. So like what you say, making a mass change for all the positions that are going into the system, things like that. Yeah. So yeah, this is the current situation.
Oh, okay, okay, great, great. So you have already have a very good understanding about success factors. So see, normally what happens in success factors is
Mm-hmm.
there are two ways in which a success factors gets implemented, right? One it is a full cloud in
Mm-hmm.
HCM, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just let me show you the specifications for it. And the implementation guide, you look for Luke Marsons or for any other author.
For who, which?
For the implementation guide which
Mm-hmm.
you were looking at, that is for
Yeah.
Luke Marsons or it is
One
for
minute, I can tell you. It's the implementation guide from SAP. I've got here, 1 minute. I have got here the SAP SuccessFactors implementation guide document version 2020, December 17th of December 2020. So it's the Employee Central Master implementation document what I have.
yeah, yeah, yes, yes. I also have that.
So yeah, so like I already started. I'm like on page 35, and
Hmm.
what I did was day before yesterday, I tried to customize a customized portlet. Like the portlet is called IT equipment. So this means every time an employee joins the company, they get like a laptop. They get, for example, a cell phone, and they get maybe headphones. So this kind of portlet IT equipment should have these four fields: the user field, the laptop number, headphones number, and the cell phone number. I configured the objects in configure business configuration, configure object definition. Then I also went into the user interface, did the configuration there. I created also a customized portlet in people profile. And at the end, I went to the permission roles and also activated the permission views for employee views under permissions. But for example, I still can't see the portlet, and I don't know what the problem is. If I have to make some changes in the data model, I don't know why I cannot see the portlet.
Employee employee information portlet you are looking at. That is, you are not able to view, right? What was the portlet you prepared?
It's called IT equipment. It's a customized portlet.
Hmm. Okay, so check it in portlet management. It should be there.
Portlet management.
Yes, you are using an access for SF, or how does it? You are
Yes,
preparing it
I
for.
have the access to the SF instance, and I have also the access to the provisioning.
Great. So you check your instance there on the action center. If you type it, the portlet, you will get detail for portlet management and configurations. Right.
Okay. Okay.
Right there.
Is that the transaction name, portlet management?
Exactly, it is not that. If you type in portlet, you will
Yeah.
get three informations there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
And
because
then just
my
to go
access is,
inside there and see
yes,
which
yes.
one. Okay.
I'm not using my access today because there is some issue with the server, so which is why I'm not able to show it to you.
Okay. Okay.
And you are also looking at the certifications, or how it
No,
is?
certification I already have. It's
Okay.
just that this initial configuration. So I'm calling it like the basic configuration. When a company comes and says, okay, we want to implement SuccessFactors Employee Central, but
Mm-hmm.
we only want to implement like the basic configuration. And the basic configuration means we want to activate, we want to have a specific role-based permission concept in the system. Then we want to
Mm-hmm.
have the org management with the position management, the business entities and whatever in the system. Then we want to have specific portlets within people profiles. So people profile should be activated in the system. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm
Okay.
looking for.
Okay. So, so that meant that much pretty much you have already done. So it's just like now left with once you start your provisioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you configure a single sign-on. Okay. What happens is once you have acquired the SuccessFactors license, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have, for example, you had an initial conversation with SuccessFactors team today.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose your company name is ABC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have an initial communication with them, and you acquired the license for example, SuccessFactors Employee Central, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, next step is what you will get an option. They will send you a link, that is
Mm-hmm.
HCM Cloud Ops SuccessFactors.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now here there will be three opportunities to look at.
Mm-hmm.
This is the link. Okay. HCMCloudOps.SuccessFactors.com.
Mm-hmm.
Now, since you are moving the Employee Central in EC2
Mm-hmm.
SuccessFactors, so which means you're moving your core HR to EC, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you'll have to decide about the licensing stuffs like that. Once it is done, they will send you this link. So here you will create your single sign-on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which will
Mm-hmm.
be the SAP Universal ID, which is also known as SAP user ID,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
After that, they will send you a link, which will be the provisioning link.
Mm-hmm. Do one question, just intervene. Do I have to send like a letter to the customer saying that they have to assign me as a super admin in provisioning? Because in this implementation guide, when I was going through the implementation steps, there
Mm-hmm.
they wrote that you have to talk with the customer and you have to send an official document to the customer saying that your name will be or your user will be used as the super admin in provisioning, and only once the customer approves of this letter, then you
Mm-hmm.
create the your user in provisioning? Is this the normal process, or is this just like what do you call it in the theory what the SAP has written over here? Because I don't know about this. I read it here in this initial configuration step to create a super admin. This is what they mentioned, but I don't know. I've not heard of it like this, but maybe some companies do it.
No, no, it's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
What happens is it depends upon the organization specific, to be honest. Now, once
Mm-hmm.
the company has acquired the license, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now SAP will give them the SAP business partners for implementation. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they will assign the business partners. Okay,
Okay.
so they can be a gold business partner, or they can be a silver business partner, or whatever it is. Now, for example, you are working for a company as an implementation project manager,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, you will be implementing the SAP SuccessFactors EC
Mm-hmm.
implementation in this company.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depends upon your initial conversation with the ABC company. There will be a project manager who will be dealing in this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now depends upon this phase is known as a requirement gathering phase,
Mm-hmm.
wherein being a success factor consultant, you will explain your processes to the project manager that how you would like to implement the EC in ABC company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends upon them that whether they tell you that being a SAP SuccessFactors consultant, you start the initial phases of implementation, and we will give you all permissions for it, right?
Okay. Okay.
Because here there are two factors involved in it. First, it could be a full cloud implementation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a company can either be using already an HCM on SAP, or
Mm-hmm.
it can be Oracle or any other ERP, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it can be any ERP tool they can use. Now, if that is a scenario for full cloud, okay. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
that is a scenario for hybrid is what? Like suppose, for example, your talent management and your uh, employee central, that is core HR, is
Mm-hmm.
moving to success factors,
Mm-hmm.
and rest all applications for HR like payroll, then learning and development, then your stuffs like PMGM, performance and goals.
Mm-hmm.
These are modules which you might be already using in terms of a company specific
Mm-hmm.
process. So you might be using it already on Oracle,
Mm-hmm.
or it can be any other ERP tool. So you want to keep this in Oracle, okay? Because you are monitoring that this is giving you more benefit. Now you only want to move your talent management and core HR to through a hybrid model to success factors.
Mm-hmm.
Now being a project manager, now here you are being a project manager for your company, okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it can be a company like an IT company like IBM, or it can be Deloitte. Generally, Deloitte does these implementations a lot, or it can be DXC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, being a project manager, you are also in charge of the integration aspects,
Mm-hmm.
because you need to play with the data,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only playing with the data, you need to ensure that there is no redundant data in the system. Okay, now you can perform data cleansing. Okay, now once, because understand this, like you are integrating two softwares to one another, right? So it can be SAP HCM. If it has SAP HCM, then the integration part is much easier because you have already pre-configured SAP built tools to integrate it with SuccessFactors, which can either happen through CPI
Mm-hmm.
or it can also happen through SAP HCM.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Dell Boomi,
Mm-hmm.
because these are all middlewares. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, you will also managing how many instances you need to keep for this particular access, because
Mm-hmm.
this company might be using starting with implementation for 20 users, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now either you need to also look at the subscriptions here.
Mm-hmm.
Subscriptions can be an annual subscription or a monthly subscription. Okay, so for that you need to look at the app, that is api.sap.com.
Mm-hmm.
Here you can check at the integration aspects for success factors,
Mm-hmm.
or depends upon your company which you would be working on. They might give you an success factors integration consultant here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
who will be helping you out with all the integration aspects, right? Like looking at the various connectors. Then he or she will look at the adapters available.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you say this person looks at various connectors, is this person also responsible for the data mapping? Data mapping means that the person is doing the data mapping between SAP HCM and, for example, the data mapping in SuccessFactors?
Generally, yes, but
Generally,
these
yes.
days,
Okay.
generally there are, but nowadays, since it is moving on through HANA, okay,
Mm,
so there's a separate data migration team. They are
okay.
also looking at, I'll just show you.
Okay.
This is HANA on premise. Okay,
Yes.
just a second. My server is an issue today. I need to reset the password actually. Since morning I'm not able to log into the server today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I'm not able to log in.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
But I'll show it to you. That is not an issue. We
Mm-hmm.
start off with the training, I will show you the detailed steps.
Mm.
So
Yeah. What
here,
I. Mhm.
yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
Yeah, what for me, what's very important is if we start to do this training that, for example, I can create like a dummy company, which is having the dummy company is having, let's say, 30 users.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a startup company, and within the startup company they have 30 users. They have like four departments. It's a very flat hierarchy company, and they want to implement the standardized SAP SuccessFactors employee central solution. And under the standardized solution, that means yeah, the normal standardized processes of the org management, the
Mm-hmm.
people profile, a pretty basic configuration, role-based role. I think the role-based permission, that's okay because that we can take it over from EC. but like the concepts of like actually how does this instance look in the beginning? Is it like completely empty, or is like already information in there and we can work from that point of view? So just that standardized approach is basically what I would what I'm looking for right now. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, sure.
And
See,
of course
once
the data modeling, right? The data modeling
Mhm.
of corporate
Data
data
models,
models.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, data
Yeah.
models, yeah. See, I have built in the details for the data models, then MDF, then event
Mm,
reasons, derivations, and all. So
mm,
now there are just a second, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So
mm-hmm,
if you leave the propagation and workflow, right,
mm-hmm.
there are one, two, three, four, five data models here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
One is corporate succession, country specific, and the country specific succession and event reason and derivation rules.
Mm-hmm,
Now,
mm-hmm,
for corporate is what? Like it is related to all the company based details like organization structure, pay and job structure, and
mm-hmm,
stuffs like that. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Now, when we are speaking with succession automatically speaks about what? Employees, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is related to employee data. So we will import the data models. That is not an issue. We can import the data models. We can look at it. But managing the instances,
Mm-hmm,
it is a little tough in IDES system, which we would be using for training, because
mm-hmm,
that server doesn't supports it to manage the managing the instances means managing the users instances. We can start
mm-hmm,
off with the instance of our own
mm-hmm,
fresh instance. Okay,
mm-hmm.
with the
Okay.
admin center, and we can start off with the company and the departments. We can start hiring an employee, and we can also look at in retirement aspects, or initially if that employee wants to leave the organization, right, that can be
Mm-hmm,
done.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But then what I meant to say is, suppose if you are a user today
mm-hmm,
of success factors, so your user management, we can also manage it from role based permissions, and we can once we require, we can either create you an admin, or we can give you some specific permissions, depends upon the requirement, and you can either use it or you can delete your user and you can create a different user, right?
mm-hmm,
These all things we can all do. But managing the entire cloud instances, which in a live project is happening,
mm-hmm,
that is a little tough. Like 20 users subscription, annual subscription with the SAP CPI,
mm-hmm.
that is tough. But Employee Central we can do all.
Okay. Okay. So
This
what?
this
Mm-hmm,
users is what? This users is what, like when you are doing the requirement gathering session,
mm,
right, with the company, they will tell you that how many users will be using my success factors access. Okay, so
mm-hmm,
you will pre-build, you will configure that, depends upon your integration consultant, or you can yourself bill the user, because there is a billing aspect involved in it, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But in our system which we would be using, here
mm-hmm,
we can hire an employee and we can give him an admin rights, or a normal what you can say, end user license, end
mm-hmm,
user agreement, that we can do.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. And so how, but in a real company in instance, there are no users in the beginning, correct?
No, no.
Exactly. So then in the provisioning, you're first creating the super admin. So once the super admin is created in provisioning, what is the next step in the instance then that I need to do in order to then give this super admin the role-based permissions in the instance,
In provisioning, first you will log in. Okay, you will log
correct?
in with your username and password. Next is you will come to the company.
Company
Now
settings.
here there are 3 4 options here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
depends upon your requirement of the organization
Mm-hmm.
where you will be working on.
Mm-hmm.
Here either you can look at the option for picking up a single sign-on access, right?
Okay.
Or you can either start uploading the data models from company settings. Now depends upon the security features.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, as per the process specific, what we do is we start with single sign-on. So that's
Okay.
similar to your LinkedIn login. Like you can log in with Gmail, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
you can log in to Facebook with your Gmail. So
Mm-hmm.
similar to that, single sign-on is started. Then after that, we authorize SAP assertion customer service settings and secure token service.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This secure token service is a request which you will generate to SAP to give them a secure token access. So in case if an user is forgotten his user ID and password, he
Mm-hmm.
can log in with the secure token. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
After that, you will come back to company settings,
Mm-hmm.
and here you will start importing the data models.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that is
When
how things are being worked now.
when you say importing the data models, where do I from where do I import the data models? Do I have to because I can export them, but import them from where do I import them now?
There are two options to do it. Either at the first time you can do it from provisioning. It's like
Mm-hmm.
suppose there is a fresh installations being happening. Now
Mm,
you can directly import it from the provisioning. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Or what you can do is you can start off with the provisioning access, right? And you can build your instance. Okay. And you can start your super admin and your data models import from instance itself.
Ah, okay, from the instance itself. So is that import
Yes.
export data? No.
Yeah,
Or is
yeah.
yeah,
Import,
yeah.
export. Yes, yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
basically from the import export from the instance I can do the import export, okay? But then
Yes, yes.
how do I import the data model here and provisioning back again?
Provisioning, yeah, you will get the option in under company settings to import the
Mm,
data models. Once you
oh,
click on this option, edit company
mm-hmm,
settings, here you
mm-hmm,
will get an option for company settings. Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Generally, the first step is to look at the single sign-on, then looking at the language packs. Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
These all things we do from provisioning. Rest everything else is being done from instance nowadays.
Okay, okay.
Now, slowly and gradually, in coming years, you won't see provisioning anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm wondering with this import export data models because do I really need to do any import export data models in the beginning, or can I do everything in the instance itself?
Yes, in instance, you can do. You don't need to do it from provisioning.
Because the data model is already in the provisioning, right? When a new provisioning account is created, the data models are already there. Only if I want to customize the data models, then I export the data models, customize the data model, and then import it back into the system. Correct?
Yes, yes, yes. And the process is much easier nowadays because you get three options there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is one is an incremental load on data models when you're importing it. First
Mm-hmm.
is you will get an incremental load option, or
Mm-hmm.
you can check at the option for full purge. Now, if you are
Mm-hmm.
looking at an incremental load option, then what happens is once you click on this import data models,
Mm-hmm.
not on the provisioning I am saying, this import and export if you are using it through instance. Now
Mm-hmm.
here you get two options. One is an incremental load, second is full purge. Now if you are
Mm-hmm.
using the incremental load, your previous data will always be there and you
Mm-hmm.
are uploading the new data on it. Okay. Now if
Mm-hmm.
you are using full purge, your previous data will be obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you
Yeah,
will
yeah.
start using the fresh data. Now you also get the options to pre-build the templates according to your requirements. So either if you are uploading data only for job specification, or if you are doing it only for employees related, or if you are doing it for any particular say foundation objects, right? Or you can do it for succession modules, depends upon your requirement. Either way you can work. So once you
Mm-hmm.
come to import and export data models on instance, once you click on it, there are two options. One is an import foundation objects is also there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you just type in import, okay, under the
Mm-hmm.
company settings, you will get two options. One is import foundation objects, or there's another option is import slash export data models.
Mm-hmm.
So either
Mm-hmm.
way, you can go look at it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now here, why provisioning is still there, because there are some settings like creating and editing an organization chart configuration. Okay, now matrix classifier configuration, these things people are still using it from provisioning, but these all options you can configure it from instance now under
Mm,
the company settings. Okay,
mm,
on the admin tool, if you scroll down below, you get an option for company settings.
mm. Yeah.
There you can build it everything. Here there also you can look at the manage organization pay and job structure. There you can specifically start your own company with departments, with workflows, whatnot. You
Mm.
can do everything there. Okay.
Okay. So do you think we can do together a dummy company in the system, but really from the aspect of an implementation
Yeah, yeah, why not?
with these points that I told you, like the points that I need to consider, like you said before, like the client has now already signed the contract, the licenses are also approved by the SAP. Then the SAP has now created the new instance account, the provisioning account, and now this a mail has been sent to me to log on to your instance, and yeah, and then to go through really the steps which need to be implemented in the system, both sides, provisioning and from the instance perspective. For me it is quite clear that we can't do everything in the
Mhm,
demo system, because it will be a demo system,
mhm.
but really to just go through the points so that, like, for me, I have a good checklist that I can later on go back when I'm really in a project to say, okay, these are the points that I need to go through in order to do the configuration.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because first you need to understand the data models concept. Okay.
Yeah.
Once you are clear about it, you can definitely look at the options of going on to the system and instance, and you can start typing on the tool search manage organization pay and job structure. Right.
Mm.
There you will get pre-configured options to build your company. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
once you do the organization there, you might get an option now that these data models have been migrated to MDF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So you need to understand the concepts about what the objects and how it is migrated to MDF and what
Mm-hmm.
is the advantages of MDF. That is it. Rest everything is pretty much yes. Okay, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we will start with the project team orientation, how we do it in implementation. This is the PTO details.
Mm. Just 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Getting a call.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. This meeting might be ended in 10 minutes or 5 minutes automatically. So once it is like that, so you just log out and log in once again with the same meeting.
Yeah, we are pretty much done. Hello.
Yeah, hi Anush. I think Roman is
I feel
busy.
I feel she's busy with another thing, so we can join later then, right?
Uh, yeah, 4 minutes is left. Uh,
Okay.
so we'll just wait. If not, then we'll again log in.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Now I can talk.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Um,
we can do it. We can do it. That is not an issue.
because like I said, I have done the customizing for the time objects.
Hmm.
So for the holiday calendar, also for the time quotas and everything. Also for position management, I have done position management manually. What I have not done is the mass management. So let's say if you have like in our example of like maybe we will have just 30 or maybe 20 positions, how to put these 20 positions in there will of course I think be somehow an Excel sheet. So the Excel sheet we have to download it from the system, put in the positions inside, and then upload the Excel sheet, something like that. But really like the like a basic concept, like a checklist. When I have like a dummy company of like 30 users with maybe 4 departments and the main entity is called ABC, how do we start this implementation in the instance, and of course in provisioning, what we need to consider,
Right, right.
something
Got it.
like that. Yeah. Yeah.